Hi, it's really hard to tell you what this video is going to be about. Um, it can be a daily experience, but it's not about a day at all. Um, all I want to talk about is my latest experience with God, which is not one particular event. It's more like a new manifestation of the Spirit. I always thought it's some special gift for VIP Christians. I haven't seen this manifestation of the Spirit very often on people, even on people I really looked up to. And even if I had a little hint of it, like I experienced drops of it, I felt like it's impossible to make it a constant expression of God's presence in my life. So it's a really good news that I can finally say that this is my everyday experience of God's presence. And I will talk about this new thing that God's grace worked out in me, and this is the following. I simply enjoy life. Yeah, this doesn't sound a very complicated experience, but it's kind of a precious one if you have a history of mental illness and depression and suicidal thoughts and things like that. But it's also very special because I saw people who are considered healthy and they don't even have that often. And I always felt like if I'm so messed up and I can't have constant joy, it's quite okay because not even the healthy people have it. And I was like, okay, I have all the right to give it up. And I can't say what's the key. I just know that I have it now. I have some down days or like something can be like make me sad and things like that, but it's like my default mode is joy. And there was a long time when I had great experiences with Jesus, like in 2016 and 17. I've made a lot of videos of my experiences and I felt like I'm faking it because I knew that the vision I had was real, but I felt like I'm lying to people because I talk about a great experience and I'm so down and I'm so I'm so like miserable, even if I record great stuff, and I couldn't do anything about it. I felt like God is like talking through me and I should share them, and I felt like I'm fake because I didn't feel good in between experiences. God told me that you you enjoy life as much as you enjoy your worst moments. So it's like the chain is as strong as its weakest part. So it's like just look at what is your down moment, and we will see how much your mind is renewed, how terrible thoughts you have when you are down, or what kind of feelings do you allow yourself to feel when you're down. That's how your mind is renewed to the truth of joy. And of course, don't hear it in a condemning way, but now it's like I can have down moments, I can be disappointed, and I can feel frustrated. And I know that, oh, it's just a feeling, it's just produced by my brain, it's gonna be over, this is not the highest truth, this is not even real, I only feel it and sense it, but it's not the objective truth. And it doesn't disappear immediately when I think about how much not real it is, but it makes me less overwhelmed by it. It's like, oh yeah, this is going through my brain. Okay, it's gonna be over. It's nothing. Even if it's like very real to me. So my down moments have improved a lot. Like, it used to be like I wanted to die, like literally strong desire to die. And now I'm like, maybe I have a thought about that, but then it's like, oh yeah, it's just a feeling, and I'm not really serious about it. So yeah, my down moments have improved like a big deal. I have a strange sense of joy even in my down moments. It's a joy of like not taking your own thoughts and feelings very seriously. It's like I feel that, but it won't make any sense in a week. And I even laugh at my own thoughts and feelings. They're so funny and so unrealistic. And yeah, they try to exalt themselves above the truth of God, and I remember God was just trying to convince me of the truth over and over again. And now I read my diaries of 2016 and 2017. I don't keep diary. I just write down my like conversations with God or revelation. So it's not like I talk about everyday issues. I'm too lazy to have a real diary. But I read my old conversations with Jesus, and Jesus is the same, surprisingly. But it's surprising because I am the one who was writing it down, so I obviously changed a lot. And still, the way I wrote and the way I heard Jesus was the same, which is kind of surprising to me. And I know, I read it and I know that I didn't know back then what it meant. And it didn't like transform me immediately. And now I know, or I'm starting to know what it means, what I was writing down back then. And so it feels like, oh, God has really changed that in me. God has really eradicated that light out of my mind. But back then when I was writing this down, I had no clue. So God was just like, made me face the truth over and over again, hoping that I get it sometime. It's almost like the marketing. Like, there is a number of impulses after which a person perceives something to be true. And maybe God does the same. Like he tells the truth in over and over again in every possible way, hoping that one day this will add up and it will make your brain accept it. So yeah, God has great marketing skills, surprisingly. And many times it felt like nothing's going nowhere. Like it felt like I'm going the same circles. I'm facing the same lies, no matter how many times God talked me through stuff. I'm still there, and I'm not getting transformed. My mind is not getting renewed. I'm not feeling better, and I felt like I should give up many times. And God always told me, like, you are not far from home. We are almost home. He told me that so many times. From your song, Stephanie Gretzinger's Out of Hiding. That meant a lot to me when I was struggling, and even if I wasn't listening to it, God just kept repeating that sentence. Like when I was like, okay, I quit, I can't go. I quit what? Anyway, but I felt like I want to quit like this restoration process he was doing in me. Like I'm not successful in it, so I can't do it anymore. And he always said, like, we are almost home. And it was not that true at this point, because it was still years till I finally felt good. So, but it was so great that it convinced me that I'm almost there, because it made me continue my journey. And the reason why I share this with you, not that you think I'm super cool and that I'm already there or I accomplished something. The only reason I share this with you is that it's fun to talk about, to finally be able to talk about this constant joy. So it means a lot to me. And also, I know what it is like to go the same circles over and over again and feeling like you're a mistake, like not even God can help you. And I want you to know that you are destined to be okay. Like there is an incorruptible seed in you, and it will grow into a tree. Like the kingdom of God is a little mustard seed, and it had been planted into you, and it will grow big. And if you see a little tree, like there are some hardships, like somebody breaks one of its branches, there's a storm coming and breaks it into pieces, or there's a huge frost in early spring and all of its blossoms are destroyed, and many times it feels like it cannot grow and it's growing backwards. Like it's going the other direction, and still it becomes a tree because everything that is needed for it to become a tree has already been there in the seed, all the information, everything. And you are created to go from glory to glory, go from the glory planted within to the glory manifested through you. The whole creation yearns for the revelation of the sons of God, and you are already that son of God, but it will be seen. You're already the glory of God, the Christ in you, the hope of glory. the glory is already in you, it just will be seen. And this incorruptible seed of glory is already in you, and it will be manifested. So even if it looks like it will never happen, or it's so slow that it is unbearable, I just want you to know that you are destined to be the Son of God. You are destined to become a tree. You are destined to experience the glory manifested, because the glory is already planted into you. And I don't know why I make this video. Maybe to me, the 2016 me, or the 2017 me. Maybe she can time travel and watch this video. I don't know. But it can happen that no matter how awesome experiences we have with Jesus, how much we have learned, how many healing has already happened, we feel like we are not transformed. We still cannot live the fullness. We still cannot have constant joy. For me, it was like I had joy in the experience, in shaking on the floor, in having a vision, and in all that stuff. And it had an afterglow, and I felt like okay after a few hours, days afterwards. And then I was miserable again, and I was waiting for the next experience, and that's how I lived. That's how I lived when I recorded my videos. I was really desperate for the time when it will be over. Like I was like, God, it's not good that I only use your glory to survive. It's like a little glory injection so that I can have another day. And I don't think that God was like, okay, I'm gonna force you to be with me. I'm gonna make you suffer so that you want me. But it was more like my brain was so full of lies and strongholds, and it was like so engraved into me that I couldn't like get rid of the habit of thinking bad that easily. And that's why I felt miserable. But now I'm really excited to enter the season when I can love God just because I love him. Like I can be with him just because I enjoy him, not just like I need to be with you or else I die. And it's of course I'm not about like being less dependent on him, but it's like looking at him is not much of an intentional thing. Like it used to be like I need to make my brain be full of him or else I'm devastated. Now it's more like just being and knowing that I'm in him anyway and I'm with him anyway. So it's not like I'm okay and I don't want to be with him anymore. Sometimes I'm afraid of that. Like, what if I will feel so good after a while that I will feel like I don't need you anymore? And of course, it's a silly thought. There is no truth in it, but sometimes I have it. So I'm excited to like love him just because I love him. And And I haven't been there that much. And I feel like this is going to happen in this following season of my life, and I can't wait. Because I always felt like this is a true relationship because there's no other way we can relate. Like, I must be with you because I only feel good when I'm with you, so no other options for me. But I was like, okay, it would be so good to feel good like all the time and just be with God because I love Him. Like, being with God, like, I mean, this intentional set time and devotion with Him, like when I'm like all about Him, and just have those times, not because I die if I don't do it, but do it because I know that He's with me anyway, and I just want to love on Him even in that way. I'm not there, I'm getting there. Yeah, for a long time it was like huge glory and joy in the experiences, and depression in between, or just neutral, I'm okay kind of feeling. And now joy has become my constant companion, as William Poyong says. When I was listening to him, I was like, oh, it's so good for you. And now it is happening to me. And it is going to happen to you for sure. And this is the reason why I make this video, because I know that what it feels like to that I should feel better but I can't, and God has given me so much grace and I still can't be who I am, still can't act who I am. And I know the frustration of going the same circles over and over again, and all I can say that it is worth it. God has endless time and patience to walk you through those things, and there's gonna be an end to it, and you're gonna laugh at it, and it's gonna be like a joke looking backwards. Now I know it's tough, because when I was in it, I felt like it's unbearable. But one day you will be able to laugh at it. Or just like look at it with joy, like it was a phase of my life, and it was just a phase, nothing more. Yeah, it's so good to have this default mode kind of joy. I was always dreaming of it, and I thought like even the biggest saints I knew couldn't have it or sustain it. Who am I to even think about it? And God always encouraged me that you will be there, you will see that. And I was like, okay, you're a bit optimistic. And He is. And He's right. God bless you guys. May the heaven fall on you. That's a little saying we have in Hungarian. I translated into English. It probably doesn't make any sense. Kisses.